It's just the three of us.
Yeah, we thought better late than never, even though this is kind of really late for a baby shower. Let me get her. Bring her over here.
That is unbelievable.
Oh my gosh, she's beautiful.
Oh my gosh, she is beautiful. Look at those long eyelashes. They're so Hey, I know who Zach and RJ are going to be fighting over in a couple of years.
Well, I think Zach's going to have her because RJ's her cousin. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So is Zach.
Oh. I hope you don't mind that we did this. Just that we didn't know when the three of us were going to be able to get together again since you and Ross are going to Philadelphia.
Of course I don't mind. I mean, this is wonderful. You guys are going to make me cry. You know. I have missed you. I mean, not so you as much, Harley, because I've seen you, but you know, you're just like, every time I turn around, you're out of the country or something. What's going on with you?
Oh, nothing, really. I mean, same old boring life, except that I'm about to marry a handsome prince who used to be married to my sister.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So someone who put a pea under your mattress?
Nobody, but I did get this.
Harley, put it down, please.
Leave me alone. You dumped me for my daughter, and I'm miserable about it.
Hello, Richard. I hope I didn't keep you waiting.
Not at all.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Well, of course I came. There's a lot we have to say to each other. Have you seen Cassie since New Year's?
Yes, I have.
Good. And how did she take it? When you told her you were calling off the wedding, it must have been very difficult for her.
That's not what I told her at all.
Richard, you still have feelings for me. You have to talk to Cassie about...
Oh, I have talked to her, Reva, and I told her everything was fine. Everything is going on as planned.
But that's...
I'm marrying your sister, Reva. We're getting married.
How can you do that? What about what happened at the house the other day? You said that we had reached an understanding, and we both knew what that meant.
Apparently not. For me, it meant that I was moving on with my life.
To ruin my sister's life in the process.
I don't see how giving your sister and her children everything in the world they could possibly want could be construed as ruining her life.
Everything except love. Because you don't love her, Richard.
I'm not sure what you're getting at.
What I'm getting at is the way you look at me. Or can't look at me. Richard, please look me in the eyes now, please. And tell me that you are completely over me, and I will believe it.
What do you want me to say? Do you want me to admit that I still have feelings for you? Is that what you want? All right, fine. I do. And I probably always will have, in some form or another. Does that mean I'm going to stop going on with my life? No. I'm making a decision, the only decision that makes sense. I'm marrying Cassie.
Do you know how crazy that sounds? You have feelings for me, but you're not going to let it stop you from marrying my sister?
Yes, that's right.
So in other words, you want the three of us to spend the rest of our lives miserable. We have these unresolved feelings for each other that will keep eating away at us, and then Cassie's stuck in the middle, not knowing exactly where she stands with either one of us. That sounds wonderful, Richard. That's really, really wonderful.
What would you have me do? Perhaps you would prefer that we confront it all head on, is that it? Vent, get in touch with our inner demons or whatever pop psychology nonsense is vogue today? No. It doesn't matter, Reva. There's no point. Because in the end, I will still feel the same way.
How do you know what you're going to be feeling like down the road? Or what you're feeling right now? You and I have barely had an hour alone together since I left San Cristobal.
Yes. To return to your husband, I remember.
We need the time, Richard, together. To talk. To try to figure out what it is we want.
And for you, that would be the two of us getting back together again, is that it?
I honestly don't know.
You don't know me very well at all, do you? Twice. Reva, twice. You left me. Twice you took my child away from me. And twice my country has suffered because of the misery that you put me through. Now, what makes you think that I would be foolish enough ever to trust you again?
Because both those times there were extenuating circumstances, to put it mildly. But there's a connection between us, Richard. A connection that neither one of us can deny, even though we've tried.
You have that connection with someone else, don't you? With Josh. That's what you always told me. Don't you see, Reva? If you were to take up with me again, you'd still have unresolved feelings for Josh. And then what? You would have to leave me and spend time with him so that you could resolve those? If we have it your way, we'll be playing this game for the rest of our...
This is not a game. I am not putting my life on the line for your amusement. What I'm doing, what I am trying to do, is put an end to it once and for all.
Yes, and so am I. And there's a very simple solution. You go back to your husband, and I will marry Cassie. End of confusion.
But you
Problem solved.
don't love her.
And that's a good thing, too, isn't it? I loved you once, and look where it got me. This marriage between Cassie and I will be much better. I know that she doesn't love me, and vice versa. So we'll never have to worry about hurting each other.
God. You don't know how wrong you are.
Mind your own business.
Leave her alone!
Mara. Hi. Are you waiting for somebody? Sort of. Who's the present for? A friend. A guy friend or Susan, girlfriend? Do you know how long my dad's gonna be in there? Because I really don't want to deal with him right now. Why, are you guys having a fight? Not exactly.
Hey, Mara. How's it going?
Stay away from me, you creep.
Okay, I want to talk about this.
Oh, there's nothing more to say. Just go away. Let me drown my sorrows in my apple juice.
It's apple juice?
You thought I fell off the wagon over you?
I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore.
Well, I'm shaky, but I'm going to meetings and I'm just fine.
Well, if you wanted to talk, you could have come to me.
Oh, talk to you about how incredibly foolish I feel for thinking that you and I had some sort of a future together.
Holly, with good reason, I didn't exactly discourage those thoughts.
Well, I was way ahead of you. I went and bought new clothes for the trip. I was very happy, giddy, silly. Not very becoming for a woman my age, would you say?
Would you stop it? Now, something did happen between us, and I believed that until
Blake walked back into the picture.
Well, that and the baby. I'm just so sorry that this happened.
Don't apologize for being in love, Ross. You know, you two just belong together. I always told you that until I got caught up in the fairy tale of you and I. No, never mind. We've said all there is to say, haven't we?
No, we haven't. Now, I thought we could make it work between us. Now, until the baby, I had no idea that I felt anything for Blake, but you kept telling me that I did.
I knew you were still in love with her. I knew it, but I just wanted you anyway. I continuously want men who are wrong with me. Red flags can be waving in front of my face, and I go right through it. I want to be needed so badly that I will make one lousy choice after another.
And now I become just another lousy choice, is that it?
You didn't want me, sweetheart.
Yes, I did. Molly, I wanted you very much. And don't you ever think otherwise.
Okay, this is unbelievable. This is unreal. This is like a fairy tale. Prince? So what happened here? Is this, what, love at first sight? I mean...
Oh, well, it's not exactly that kind of marriage.
What other kind of marriage is there?
San Cristobal needs
But you
a
need an heir to
princess,
the
and I need to give my kids a good family, you know, and
kind of
just a kind of arrangement.
Arrangement? What are you talking about? You mean there's no love involved?
She didn't exactly say that. Well, you can't tell her half and not tell her all the juicy good stuff.
What may be juicy to you happens to be depressing to me.
Okay, somebody want to clue me in on what's going on?
Richard doesn't love me. Okay? Doesn't love me, but he respects me. He likes me. He loves my children, okay? He loves my children, and that's why I'm actually doing this, because I want to give my kids a good life. So,
That's... Liar. That is only part of it.
that is a huge part of it. It is a huge part of it.
There's a huger part, which is that she's in love with him.
The prince.
Yes. Truly, madly, deeply. She has all these erotic dreams about him. There was one that she told me.
Stop it. And you know what? You guys can't say anything to Richard, especially to Richard. And if you do, I will have you beheaded.
I think she can do that, too.
Okay. So, let me get this straight. You're madly in love with the prince, but you haven't told him this. Gee, why not? I mean, you're about to get married anyway. I mean, what?
No, I can't. You don't understand. I can't tell him because if he thinks that I love him, he's going to think it's not fair if he marries me, and he'll call the whole thing off.
You think?
No, I know. He did the same thing to Olivia, so I can't tell him. He cannot know that I love him, and everything has to stay exactly the way it is. And I just have to pray that eventually he falls in love with me.
So you're perfectly happy to live your life in limbo?
I am not in limbo. I made my decision.
No, you haven't made a decision. You're running away from making a decision. You have these unresolved feelings, but yet you're ignoring them in favor of committing to this sham of a marriage.
What I'm doing is I'm putting the past where it belongs.
But it's not the past. And you can't just will it away.
You are contorting.
Because those feelings will come back to haunt you, Richard. Believe me, I know, because they're haunting me right now. The whole time we were down in San Cristobal searching for Jonathan, you kept begging me to open myself up to you. To open myself up to the feelings that we had for each other, and I forced myself not to face those feelings, no matter what it was that was going on inside of me. And I ended up hurting myself, Josh, my kids, and it was a mistake. And all I'm begging you to do is not make that same mistake I did.
You're afraid I'll hurt you, isn't that it?
No. No, you'll hurt yourself, and more importantly, Cassie.
You keep saying that. How could giving Cassie everything in the world she could possibly want be hurting her?
It's not everything she wants.
A beautiful home. A secure future for her children. A sense of purpose in her life. What else could she want?
What every other woman wants. What every other person wants in their life. They want love.
No. Cassie and I have discussed this marriage in detail, and she's fully aware of the limitations of the arrangement. She's very satisfied with it.
No, she's not. She's not satisfied at all.
I'm telling you that she is.
She's not satisfied, and she never will be because...
Because what?
You really don't see it, do you? You've spent months with Cassie. You've gotten to know her, and you don't see it. Or maybe you do. And you don't care. In which case, you're not just hurting my sister, you're being downright cruel.
I have no idea what you're talking about. What? What are you trying to say? Just tell me.
Cassie loves you. She's in love with you, Richard.
I wasn't fishing for compliments.
Well, that's too damn bad. You're getting them anyway.
So you and Blake are flying off to Philadelphia tonight, huh?
Well, I have to see Michelle first, but we could postpone all of this if you're finding it difficult to be alone.
You think I need a chaperone?
I wasn't implying that.
Yes, you were. You think I'm too fragile to be alone. You know, that's your trouble. Your pattern. You think you need to save every woman around you. Well, this woman does not need saving from you or anybody else.
All right, Holly.
I am not going to fall apart again. I am sober, and I'm getting my life back together, and I'm going to work. That's what I'm doing right now.
Well, what are you working on? Is this an editorial?
Yeah, I'm working on the last chapter of Blake's novel.
Does Blake know about this?
No, and I don't care. She gave up those rights when she let me publish it. Have you read the final chapter?
No, I can't say that I have.
Well, she has Clarissa and Armand, you and I, you see, going off to live happily ever after. But of course, you and I know that Armand should go with his wife into the sunset, the sun setting in Philadelphia, and that's how the story should end.
You truly are a remarkable woman.
Yes, I am. Amazing and so forgiving. And now will you please go pick up your wife and your new baby and fly away?
You are. You're all of those things. I will be back as soon as I can.
Happy ending for everybody but you, Holly. I'm not always so perfect, I guess.
Hey, chill out. I'm not going to hurt you. And I wasn't going to hurt you last night either. You totally misunderstood.
Oh, yeah, I did, didn't I?
Yeah, I was just trying to be friendly.
Friendly. Oh, yeah, right. If Olivia hadn't come to my rescue, you would have raped me.
Hey, watch it with the accusations.
I will say whatever I want to, you creep. Mar, are you serious? This guy actually tried to... You better believe it.
You wanted it, and you know it. And I bet you still do.
Get your hands off of me! You know what, Mara? Maybe I should go get your dad. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. That way, then you could tell him everything you've said to me.
We've got a real problem, sweetheart.
My only problem is you, jerk. God, that guy was such a loser, Mara. But the way you handled it, you just told him off. It was just... Mara, what's wrong? I thought I was so cool the other night, saying I was 19, flirting with the guy. But he seemed so nice at first, and then he started touching me and putting his hands all over me, and I was so scared. And if Olivia hadn't come by, then... I mean, I could have really been hurt. I can't believe I was so stupid. All right, it's okay, listen. You know, this stuff happens all the time to girls. Well, I read it in a magazine. I just thank God that Olivia came soon enough, you know. I got this present for her to thank her for what she did for me. And I don't know, she missed this really important business meeting with my dad, and now he's mad at her. Mad at her? It sounds to me like he should be grateful. Well, see, he didn't know what happened because I made her promise not to tell him. I think he'd freak out, right? Yeah, I mean, he doesn't need this on top of what my mom is putting him through. Ever since I got back from Paris, my life has been a total disaster. I mean, you think that your life sucks being a kid. Take it from me, Susan, growing up is not a picnic.
Josh, I told you I had a legitimate reason for not being at that meeting.
So legitimate, you can't tell me what it was.
Well, it wasn't another man, if that's what you're still thinking.
You know, you should not use that phrase, another man, because it makes it sound like there's something going on between us, and there's not. This is strictly
business. A business that happens to have my family name on it.
I know that.
Two friends of mine gave up secure jobs to come work with me on this business. Their mortgages, their children's college funds, their finances depend on me making this thing work.
Josh, look, you of all people should know that I never would have missed that meeting if I could have prevented it. Can't you just give me the benefit of the doubt? Why won't you let this go?
I want to do that. All I'm asking from you is a reason that you didn't show up, and you haven't given me that.
You know, Reva hurt Richard. I mean, not just his heart, but his pride. So he's a little gun-shy right now. You know, he doesn't want to enter into a marriage where there's any emotional attachment, okay? He doesn't want any romantic feelings to get in the way of him running his country. That's all. That's it.
Men, you know, as if they can compartmentalize this stuff.
You say that with a straight face? You, who holds yourself up in a cabin for months trying to will away your feelings?
All right, we're not talking about me. We're talking about you, okay? So let me get this straight. Richard wants a no-strings kind of deal.
Mm-hmm. Well, Anne, there's something else. Reva and Josh split up.
What?
It's so sad. It's a long story.
And now that Reva's available, I don't want to give Richard any reason to go to her and leave me. So,
you're telling me we have two sisters vying for the same prince? This is a romance novel in the making.
Great. So could you write the last chapter for me and tell me how I can make this man want me?
Oh, that's so easy. Cassie, you go up to Richard and you say, Richard, stick with me because the next part is very radical and I don't want it to shock you.
Okay.
You say, Richard, I love you.
That's your solution?
There is no other solution. Come on, look at me. Look at all the time I wasted telling Ross all these lies. I mean, look at where I ended up.
You ended up with him, having his child.
Oh, no, not that easy. After months of pain and it would have happened so much quicker had I told him the truth.
It's not the same situation, Blake. It's not the same
Cassie,
thing.
my lies practically cost me Ross forever. Do you want the same thing to happen to you and Richard?
Okay, look, I have another solution. It's sort of a compromise. I mean, it's along the same lines of what she's saying, but it's a little more subtle.
Okay, subtle I can do. I can do subtle.
Okay. You go to Richard, and you can't say those three scary, intense, meaningful words.
No, I can't.
You have to go up to him and you have to do something like, oh my God, did the buttons of my blouse just come undone? Oh, I forgot to put clothes on over my lingerie.
That is not subtle. That is so not subtle, and he's not the kind of man that will fall for something like that.
Shut up. Every man's the kind of man that falls.
No, he's not like that. Plus, he's already seen me practically undressed in my stripper costume, so. And I will tell you all about that later. But I don't want to do something to remind him of that. No. I've got to make him fall in love with me. And to do that, I've got to be very smart, take my time. I know what the first step has to be.
What?
I've got to get Richard out of Springfield and away from Reva.
Cassie does not love me, is not in love with me. She would have given me some indication. I would know this.
She loves you. She told me.
She told you, just like that.
Yes.
This is another one of your ploys, isn't it? You want me to call off the wedding, so you've come up with this nonsense.
No, I do want you to call off the wedding because you're hurting my sister. She's in love with you. And she's going to kill me for telling you this, but I would rather spend the rest of my life knowing that my sister's never going to speak to me again, rather than knowing she's going to spend the rest of her life loving a man who won't love her back because he has feelings for someone else.
Perhaps. But I'm choosing not to revisit them, Reva. I am sorry. But that is my decision, and it won't change. If you'll excuse me.
You proposed to Cassie to get even with me for sending Jonathan away. You may not know that now, but that's what you did. And that's the unresolved business between us, Richard, between you and me. And you put Cassie in the middle of it. And if you insist on this, if you insist on moving forward, you're going to end up breaking her heart.
Cassie does not love me. And I know that.
Then do something for me. Go to Cassie tonight. Ask her if she loves you. And when she says yes, that she does, just promise me. Promise me that you will call off this wedding and let her find love with someone who will love her the way she deserves to be loved. Don't make your pain her pain too.
Okay, there's one more gift. Actually, this is for Clarissa, but it's from the two of us.
Oh, no. Look at this. It's about my book, One True Love. It's
Well, except for the last chapter. Of course, that hasn't been published yet.
And we want you and Ross to be able to tell her all about it when she's old enough to understand, of course, how he figured out the truth in the last minute and rushed in to be there when she, well, came into the world.
Here. Look, read the inscription. To Clarissa, from your mom's two best buddies. This book is truly a labor of love. I love you.
We love you. Congratulations.
We're so glad that you're with Ross and that you're happy.
Oh, yeah. Well, cross your fingers, you know. Could it be we're all kind of maybe happy at the same time? We just have to get this prince to fall madly in love with you, which I cannot believe that it would not happen. Thank you.
Thank you. I mean, that means a lot. Coming from you, because I know it's hard for you to see me with anyone else besides Hart.
No. Hart just wanted you to be happy. He would want you to move on. That's all I want for you, Cassie.
Thank you.
You just have to get this guy to realize that you are this one fabulous woman, or else he's going to answer to me. And I mean, what's so fabulous about this guy, anyway?
You mean besides the fact that he's gorgeous and he rules an entire country?
It's not about all that superficial stuff. I mean, what makes him worthy of winning this wonderful woman's heart? Cassie?
Why do I love Richard? Wow. Well, you know, it's not the obvious. It's not that, I mean, well, he is very handsome and he's powerful. It's not those things. He's so kind. And he's gentle. In a shy kind of way. And he adores my children. And they love him. And he protects me. You know, he's very protective over me. He's very respectful. And it's very romantic and it's old-fashioned. And I don't know. I just love him. I just love him.
We'd never have guessed.
And you know, maybe he's never going to feel the same way about me. Maybe it will never happen. But I don't care. I don't care at all because even if I wind up completely devastated, it's worth it. He's worth the risk.
I forgot my car keys.
Forgot my manners.
You have every right to be angry.
I feel sorry for myself, don't you?
You have every right to do that, too. A lot has happened to you in the past year.
Well, I guess it's all my fault, though.
No, it is not.
You know, sometimes I just wonder if I am ever meant to be happy. I can count the times that I've been really happy on one hand, and I have blown each and every one of those.
That's not true, Holly.
I wasn't a very good mother.
Now, that is certainly not true.
Now, I dragged her out of this country and away from everyone she loves when she was very young, and then, oh, you know my tale of woes. And I keep remembering Fletcher, what a good, decent man he was, and I let Roger get under my skin, and I just ruined everything. And you. All of a sudden, I thought, oh, I don't care what anybody thinks. I am going to wind up with this terrific man, and no one's going to be hurt, really.
Yeah, but somebody did get hurt. And I'm so sorry it was you.
That's it for me. No more men. With my track record, I've sworn off permanently.
Well, your track record doesn't count anymore. It's a new year. You get a fresh start.
Oh, yeah. Another chance to screw everything up again.
No.
It's another chance to find some happiness, Holly. And it's out there waiting for you. Okay. You want to know something? In the past year, I've destroyed my share of glasses, too. I'll see you later.
Thanks for the tissues and letting me vent. I really needed someone to talk to.
Right. And I bet in a pinch you would just take anybody who's available.
No, not at all. That's totally not what I meant.
Look, Mara, why are you even talking to me right now, huh? I mean, you are like this total goddess compared to, you know, like me. I'm a total dweeb.
No, you're not.
You are so much older than I am.
4 years?
We'll try 4 lifetimes. You have had this whole experience with guys that...
Says who?
Says you. I mean, the way you dress, the way you act, everything. I mean, the whole package, it just says I've done that, been there.
Yeah, I guess I do that on purpose. I don't know why exactly.
Well, hey, I mean, I would do it too, right? I mean, if I could get away with it. 'Cause, man, it sure gets results, you know? The way Max looks at you. God, he has never looked at me that way. He never has, and he probably never will.
Susan, I don't want Max at all, okay?
Well, that's because you're so much older than he is.
For one.
And you're way, way more experienced. I mean, God, I can't compare with that, Mara. I can't.
You keep saying that. How experienced do you think I am?
Well, you have, you know.
Whoa. I mean, really? Is that how I come across? I mean, you think I've gone all the way with a guy?
Well, haven't you?
No, not even close. And not for a while. I mean, or until I'm really in love with someone.
Right. Right, yes, that's how I feel too, you know? I want to wait. And, you know, that's what my mom always told me, to wait. But lately, I've just been thinking maybe that's the wrong thing, you know, or I'm too old-fashioned. Oh, gosh, I don't know.
No, you're none of those things. Not at all. I mean, you do what's right for you and you stick to it. And hold out for Max, because I think eventually he'll come around and realize what a great catch you are.
Do you really think so?
And remember, see, technically, Max may be older than you, but guys, they mature so much slower than girls. So, he's probably about the mental age of 5, 6 at the most.
So what you're saying is you don't trust me.
Trust isn't something you just get handed, Olivia.
You know, you are really making World War III out of this, aren't you? When you were practically in tears over your breakup with Reva, you wanted somebody to talk to laugh with. Who was there?
That's not the point.
Why? Because I don't fit your new version of me as a flake?
Okay, you know what? You win. You're right. I'm wrong. You owe me nothing.
What is this? Is all this bile really mine, or does some of it have anything to do with your wife?
You leave my wife out of this.
All right. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Because the rest of your life is just going beautifully, except for the small part that I'm involved in. You know, I'm sorry that your life is such a mess right now, but if you haven't noticed, mine isn't exactly perfect either. And contrary to what you seem to want to believe, Josh, not all your problems are my fault, okay? You want to sit here, you want to vent? Fine, you go right ahead. I'm not sticking around.
So I have to stop by and talk to Michelle for just a few minutes. I'll be right back. Are you going to be okay packing by yourself?
Yeah. She'll be fine. I'll help her. Give Michelle a hug for me.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. Be back soon.
She's sleeping in the stroller, so I'm just gonna leave her here, okay?
Mm-hmm. I gave the boys their dinner. They're watching a video.
Mom, thank you for being so understanding about everything.
Oh, there's no need to.
No, Mom, you gave me my life back.
I didn't do anything.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Now, I have something to say to you, and I need to say it, because I'm going for I don't know how long, and, Mom, I know that you think that you weren't the best mother to me at times. But you have so more than made up for it. And I love you. I truly love you. And I'm gonna miss you.
Oh, sweetie.
You could come visit us. Yes.
Of course.
All right. I'm gonna go up and pack, so if she wakes up, will you call me?
Okay. Honey, I want you to be very good to your 3 wonderful children. And to Ross.
I will.
Yes. Be very good, Blake. Be very good. Or I might just be around to pick up the pieces.
Olivia, wait.
What?
Look, about the job.
No, forget the job. I quit, okay? That's just on the prospects of Lewis Construction soaring.
What are you gonna do?
It's really not your problem, is it?
Well, in a way it is.
Why? Why? Because one lonely night I did something desperate and stupid and you came riding in and saved the day? You paid your debt in full, Josh. Just leave me alone.
Thanks, Marty. Cassie's gonna be furious with me for telling. But she has to understand that I did it for her. I did it for you, sweetie. I swear.
Richard, hi, I wasn't expecting you.
May I come in?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Is, something wrong?
Yeah, everything's fine. I just... I've been speaking to Reva. I need to ask you something. And I need an honest answer.
Okay, what?
I think you know what. Have you fallen in love with me?